obviously video calls and things like that. And the same thing very much happens within kind of like the VR games. I mean, there's a couple of games that I've been obsessed with playing, especially over lockdown, because it actually gave me some interaction. But it's not quite the same, is it, as being in front of people? Do you see what I mean? So it's very probably different when you're sitting there in front of someone and you feel slightly more nervous. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it would be nice to kind of come around and maybe defeat that aspect of still giving the person that level of confidence in the multiplayer situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you think, in the way that it's growing now, what do you think its potential limits are? Do you think it has any limit?
There's a lot of people that are going to say no, but yes, it does. So from the AR side, you do need a smartphone, really. And the way that Google have been updating recently, some of the older devices are obviously getting kind of shut off. So things are not working on, for instance, Samsung 6 is not going to, launch AR properly. And it's probably going to, and if it does, it's going to feel like your phone's on fire, really, if it's kind of launching it, It used to feel like the phone was going to absolutely explode, kind of when we was doing the Samsung VR stuff and things like that, So the progressing technology really will be the limit, I think, to how far it goes. So things like the development of the glasses, Facebook with Ray-Ban, that's been huge. Having kind of a device that's lighter to wear, obviously makes it a little bit more accessible. Price, again, that has been a hold up, and I think that is the main hold up on the browser side at the moment. So 8th Wall can be very, very expensive on the hosting. I would say it's shut off for smaller projects and SMEs at the moment, unless they've got that kind of budget to spend, which would be a lot. In some cases, if you wanted to run a project for a year just on the hosting, it could cost you the same amount that it did to create the project, which is not great, and so price is definitely a barrier. And yeah, it just depends how far the tech comes and how fast it can move. I believe that on the VR side, the Quest Pro is due next year. I want to say next year. I've seen some of the early releases. I'm not sure whether they're going to kind of push it through and do it. Apple are also due to release a new AR headset next year as well. So them going head to head with Facebook, that's going to be a good bit of competition, I think. And so that's when we'll kind of see things advance further. The Leap as well. So Magic Leap have announced their new headset. The Leap 2 is kind of on its way. That's probably more enterprise. But again, that will help and aid the growth, especially at the enterprise level, with things like